I'm going to call to order the Tuesday, July 13th special meeting of the License and Health Committee to order. We'll do a roll call. Alderwoman Ranke.
Here.
Alderman Rote.
Here.
Alderman Stefanski.
Here.
Vitale. Excused, and Grisham is present. C, approval of minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? Okay, motion to approve. New and previous matters. Item 2, 2021-0473, application for temporary Class B Retailers Picnic License for St. Augustine Parish for the church festival located at 6762 West Rogers Street on Saturday, August 28th, 2021.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? Okay, motion passes. Item 3, 2021-0474, Class B temporary premise extension request for Low and Slow, LLC, doing business as Double B's Barbecue, 7412 West Greenfield Avenue, to extend the licensed premises into 7420 West Greenfield Avenue until such time that property sells and is under new ownership. Do we have representatives from Double B's here this evening? Would like to come forward? Hello. You have a seat.
You can sit down.
There you go. And your name is?
My name is Mark Timber, Timber.
Okay, nice to meet you. I believe that we had some questions regarding the temporary license, that there was going to be some sort of amendment. Can we be advised on that, please?
Sure, Madam Chair, thank you. And I think the request should come to you, but we've discussed prior to this meeting with the City Attorney, Cale Decker, as well, that it may be more efficient or practical for the establishment to request an amendment to their actual premises. So on the actual license, as opposed to a temporary extension, which they're asking for now, to amend their licensed premises to include 7412 and 7420 West Greenfield Avenue. It'd be on them then at a point in the future, if their premises changes or they no longer control one of those two locations, to remove that from their premises identification so that if something happens, they're not the ones on the hook. So I believe that's what your request is today. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do any of the other alders have a question?
Go ahead.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Nick, is there a time, an end-out time, like a sunset on this?
So that's one of the issues with the temporary extension, is that it was kind of in perpetuity, and that's not how this is designed to run. And so that's one of the questions that came up. The amendment, if the motion, so the applicant is asking the committee to instead amend his premises, and that would be forever until it is changed. So as long as they control 7412 and 7420, it would remain that that is their licensed premises, those two locations.
Okay. That's
Which
what I
are
was going to ask.
contiguous next to each other, adjoining spaces.
Yes. Okay.
I don't want to sound coy, but forever seems like forever.
Well,
Yes. Yes, I agree.
we are entering into negotiation with our landlord to see if we can extend our lease. So we're on our second
The
round with
lease
him.
on the west unit.
7420, yeah, we bought 7412, the old
That's
DC
what I thought,
Ellington,
yeah.
so that we own. And now that we're in there, we're having a lot of requests to use the old building for small parties. So we're looking to see if we can extend that license to continue operating.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Go ahead.
Supposing, hypothetical, along with being coy earlier, what if your buddy buys it and says, yeah, go ahead, you can just...
No, if the building changes occupants, yeah, ownership or occupants. As I say, we're attempting to do a month-to-month or a year-to-year. Scott is looking to do something a little longer, and he's got a whole lot of extra add-ons. So we got to get that whittled down a bit.
Madam Chair, if I could. So the premises, this isn't a temporary thing. This is like anybody else would come to you and ask to amend their premises to include a new back patio they put in, or something along those lines. Low and Slow is now asking to amend their premises from 7412 to also now include the premises at 7420. Okay?
Extension of premises, then.
That would be the premises. It's not an extension, it's going to be the actual premises.
Okay.
Because the buildings are attached
Right,
to each other.
yeah.
And so if you were to lose or no longer possess one of those two sides, it would be on him to come back here. If his buddy has it, as your question was, and screws up, then the only person on the hook is Low and Slow, and could lose their entire liquor license for somebody else's bad act.
Okay. It's forever.
Madam Chair, would this eliminate then until such time their property sells and is under new ownership? Because the rest of the bars have only extension for 1 year. So how do we
Labor
long?
Day even, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was one of the issues I was going to bring up, is that this is maybe not the right way to go about what they're intending to have happen here.
Okay,
And so this is until they no longer possess that property, that side, or until they amend their premises again in the future, it would be these two adjoining locations under one liquor license.
I see.
Okay.
Okay, I have one further question. As it's written as an amendment, will that be to include ownership and/or occupancy?
Just like any other liquor license, as long as they have the right to premises, right now that's in our code. We've had discussions with the city attorney's office if that is an actual requirement, but it would be, as long as he's controlling that property and wants to take on that liability for those adjoining liquor licenses. Again, if another establishment moves in, it is in Low and Slow's best interest to not jeopardize their entire liquor license on their restaurant for somebody else.
Somebody else.
Okay,
Madam Chair.
thank you. Go ahead.
And it would just be like a normal liquor license then, and would expire when they would have to come and renew it again if they wanted to keep that extension and for that premises. It would be the same as if they were renewing their liquor license.
They would have property interest in it going forward, but if they lose, yes, so that's going to be every year they're going to have to apply for a liquor license, and it would include the 7412 and 7420.
Okay.
If somebody else wants that liquor license at one of those locations, there would have to either be an amendment to this liquor license for 7412, or we'd have to address it as it comes up at that point in time.
All right. I make a motion to approve as amended.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'll email you a new license.
All right, thank you very much.
Moving on to item 4, 2021-0540, Class B temporary premise extension request for John Star Pickles LLC, doing business as Broken Star, 1100 South 60th Street, with one exception. From the proximity to residential premises requirement, establishment is less than 200 feet from the residential premise for an event to be held on August 15th, 2021.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 5, 2021-0466 is renewal of applications for certain licenses, public entertainment premise, manufactured mobile homes, secondhand article jewelry dealers, and food peddlers. Are we going to take this as a block vote?
Yeah,
May we do that?
I would
Okay.
approve as far as the block vote is concerned.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion passes. Item 6, 2021-0471, original Class B tavern license application for Jean Germain Winters, individual, doing business as Persona Bar, located at 6404 West National Avenue, agent Jean Germain Winters. So this is the original, this is not a renewal? Okay, Mr. Winters, feel free to have a seat. Okay, so original tavern license for 6404. Is this, you're just opening the bar?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And have you been in business before, Mr. Winters?
No, ma'am. Before, my brother had the bar, and I moved in from him.
Okay, so this is an existing business?
Yes, but it's new. I'm the new owner of the bar.
Okay.
Madam Chair, if I could.
Go ahead.
So I had a question about this one earlier, and so I looked into it, and so what appears to have happened is somewhere around October of 2019, the bar, as it was operating without a license. Does that ring a bell?
I believe my brother told me that.
Yeah, and it got shut down, and so it didn't operate, or it shouldn't have operated as a bar since about that time. And so Persona has, or should have been shut down. There's a lot of police interactions going there and just making sure it's shut down. And so after that October date, it appears to have been shut down. That's why this is a new license for that location.
Okay. So, and this will be still family operated?
Well, it's gonna be solely me now. He's not doing it anymore.
Okay. Do any of the elders have questions?
Madam Chair, yeah. So your brother's totally out of the picture. He won't be.
He's been guiding me through because he had more knowledge than I did in the bar business.
But once you're guided, is he done?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any explanation, Madam Chair? if I could?
Go ahead.
Do you have any explanation why? So obviously, as the licensing board, we don't want to have a bar operating or a place operating without a license. That
Yes, sir.
goes in the face of everything we're supposed to be doing in state law, and it's actually a criminal act, or it could be. So, do you have any explanation on why that happened and why it won't happen under you?
Well, I don't know why he did it. As I obtained it, he explained everything that was going on. But under me, I've been doing security for 10 years. So for one, the way I operate, I'm doing it for a reason. I'm doing it for my family. I'm not going to let anything or anyone else destroy that, because when I attained it, it became my dream. Like, now I'm totally invested into it, and I've been like, I work every day, so I put my personal money into it. I didn't get any loans or anything, and I'm not going to let anybody destroy that for me.
Attorney Serwin, I have a question for you. Can we put a condition on a license application?
Yes, at the granting of the license, you can put a condition on it. It should be permissive, meaning he agrees to it, but how that works is you can just not grant a license and if he doesn't agree to it. So, yes.
Okay.
This is the only time you can put a condition on a license.
Okay, because my concern is just that. You have very little experience in running an establishment, for one. Considering there was a high level of police presence and calls to the former establishment, if you were completely new ownership and no affiliation, I probably would feel more secure with it.
Yes.
But as it stands, I guess I'd be a little bit more reluctant. The condition I would suggest to put on is that we give you basically 1 year and you surrender that license and then reapply. And that's with the provision that all goes well with this business.
Okay.
Is that something you'd be agree to?
ma'am.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
just
go
to
ahead.
explain it. So how that would work then is you automatically agreeing at this point that it'll surrender at the end of the next license period. Is that your concept right now?
Yes.
And that means your next application would be a new application, but you're not entitled to that license, but you can certainly apply for it again. And if everything's going well and there's no major problems, the committee would review it and make the assessment of whether it's functional or not at that point. Okay?
I understand.
Madam Chair.
Yeah, sure.
I just want to say I really like your ideas, what you have going on for security. That's really cool. Metal detectors and security guards, two of them on premises. That's cool. Good job.
Thank you.
Alderwoman Rankin?
Did the previous owner, his brother, have previous violations?
There was the violation that he was operating without a license. And
Yes.
that
Was that the only one?
That's the only one that as far back as I went. Once I saw that, I was trying to figure out why is Persona, this is a bar that is familiar to me, why is this a new license? And so I figured out it was a new license. I stopped there. There was the occasional call for service. I didn't see anything that was excessive. The one that really caught my attention was a block of tavern checks right after this, where the officers were going and making sure it was shut down.
I see. Well, thank you.
Any other alders have any questions? Okay. I would make the motion to approve with the amendment that we grant this license for 1 year to automatically surrender at the renewal of next year's license.
I would second it.
Thank you.
Any oh, I'm sorry. I'm losing myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Discussion? Motion passes. Good luck, Mr. Winters.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Item 7, 2021-0484, original Class B tavern license application for JD's Pub LLC, doing business as JD's Pub and Grill, located at 6300 West Lincoln Avenue. Agent Joel D. Torchell.
It's close.
Okay. My Game of Thrones friend here.
Yeah, here we go. I knew it. I was like,
We had discussion of Games of Thrones before.
yeah, that's okay.
Okay, can I call you Mr. Joel?
You can call me Joel. Works just fine.
Okay, what can we do for you here?
Grab my liquor license.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. Attorney Serwin, do we have any background?
This is a new license at a location, I believe it's currently Johnny Hammers.
Correct.
My understanding is that if this is granted, Johnny Hammers is going to be surrendering their license?
Yes.
Okay. And so I don't have any context for this individual or this applicant other than that.
Okay. Do any of the other...
Madam
alders-
Chair.
Go ahead.
This is a bar that had a person that was working at your bar that has drug problems?
Not under my current
Not
knowledge.
under his.
Not under my, no.
It's under new ownership?
No, it's not under his current control. It was under Johnny Hammer's control.
Oh,
Yeah, we're still waiting. Once we get this, then we can close and
okay.
get all set
I
up.
apologize.
Okay. I would make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Good luck, Mr. Joel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Item 8, long list, 2021-0486, renewal Class A, B, and C alcohol and public entertainment license applications. Would you again like to take a block vote?
Yes.
Okay.
I move to approve the block vote.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion, any opposed? Any discussion? Motion passes. Item 9, 2021-0485, notice of non-renewal of the Class B liquor and malt licenses for R&K Entertainment Enterprises, LLC, doing business as Slurp and Burp Fun Bar. Robert Lucas, agent at 1454 South 92nd. Is Robert here? Is Mr. Lucas here? Okay. Is there anything that you can add to this, Attorney
Sure,
Serwin?
thank you, yes. This was, I believe, a notice from the Department of Revenue that this establishment no longer has a valid seller's permit. That is a statutory requirement under Chapter 125.04. So they notified the clerk's office to not renew. The procedure for a non-renewal is we send a notice. That notice was sent out, I believe, July 1st or so. To how the establishment wants to be contacted. I will also say I tried to contact him as well via the bar's phone that he listed on his application and had no return call. To my knowledge, he does not meet the necessary requirements to be licensed at this point.
Okay.
I move to deny.
Second.
So it would be a non-renew. It would be a motion.
Place on file.
Was it deny the license?
Well, does he have an application pending or no? Okay, so it'd be a motion for non-renewal then.
Okay, motion for non-renewal.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? No further discussion. Motion passes. Item 10, 2021-50518, Police Department report regarding tavern violations and calls for service for the month of June 21. Do we have a motion to place on file?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Discussion? Motion passes. Item 11, 2021-0524, application for new secondhand article dealer for Jerry and Brad Landry, doing business as The Weathered Shed, located at 10236 West National Avenue. Is Jerry and Brad Landry here? Or do we need them here to look at this?
You don't need them here to look at it. If you have questions, they can be brought in.
Okay, does anyone have questions on this establishment?
Motion to approve.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 12, 2021-0531, 2021-2023, new renewal of operator's license bartender sales clerk application for Justin Holvenbach.
Very nice.
Thank you. Would you like to come forward, please? Mr. Holvenbach, how are you this evening?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay.
I just texted Rob to let him know about Slurp and Burp.
Did you?
I know he's in Vegas for 2 weeks.
Okay, that's why I didn't answer my call. Thank you.
I will.
Whenever.
Okay.
Attorney Serwin, would you mind assisting us with our renewal of operator's license, just as
Sure.
far as the works report and whatnot?
Yes, there's a few applicants coming up then that have had, if it's a renewal, have had something new occur. And so, depending on what that is, I will identify that to the committee. For Mr. Koldenbach, you had a new OWI traffic-related offense, correct?
Yes.
And that is back from May of this year?
Well, that's when I was guilty. It was the Super Bowl Sunday.
Okay, so that was going to be my question to you, is if it was a new conviction or if it was just pending at this point?
No, I took the.
You resolved it with an OWI?
Yeah.
All right. And are you, do you have a valid driver's license at this point?
Occupational.
Occupational?
Yeah.
All right.
They were nice enough. I drive for a living and I got no violations. So,
OWI first?
yeah.
All right.
And only. And it will be.
Yeah. Good call. Where did that take place?
Actually, at my apartment building.
Okay. And is there anything you've done afterwards or any remedial efforts, either to comply with any court orders or to make sure that this is a individualized incident?
I did the alcohol assessment, so when I paid, they're not first opening, which is like August something, August 15th-ish is when I go, and then I start my...
For your AOD assessment?
Yeah. I wanted to do it right away, but they're just so far behind. That's why I think my court case took so long, too.
Do you have any other restrictions or issues, like that need to be installed in your vehicle or anything like that?
No.
Okay. I don't know if the committee has any other questions.
You covered a lot of it. I don't have any questions. Do any others?
I'm not aware of any other convictions beyond that one that would be an impediment or an issue.
Okay. All right. I would make a motion to approve.
Second.
Are we allowed to ask some questions?
Sure.
Regarding the circumstances?
If you'd like, yes.
What were the circumstances of this?
It was Super Bowl Sunday. I did not drive, but I went to my car. Well, I guess I did. When I got dropped off, it was sub-zero out that night, and I moved my car to my parking spot. And then I was listening to music, and I fell asleep. And I got woken up by them, and it was a bad decision. But I moved my car because I knew I had to take my son to school. But I learned, because now I tell everybody that ever drinks next to me, don't drive, because everyone says it's a ticket, but it's been like $8,000 between the lawyer, the ticket, insurance, and I have full custody of a 16-year-old son. So yeah, it's been a lot.
Expensive
Thank you for sharing.
lesson.
Very expensive.
There is a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion, or do we go to vote on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, item 13, 2021-0532, 2021-23 renewal operator's license bartender sales clerk application for Jose Franson. Any notable information to share?
This is a renewal as well. Mr. Franson, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He's got a valid license now.
Yes.
So these are a 2-year license period, and so he had a OWI, I believe it was a second in 2019.
Correct. Yes.
So that was within the new license period, or the most recent license period. Wouldn't have been considered in that last license, so this is the first time it could have been considered. I could ask the same line of questions if you want, or if the committee wants to do that, go nuts.
Okay, let's go nuts. Second OWI, what is the time frame between the two?
So this one was in 2019, and I think the other one was like back in 2014, I think, 13 or 14.
My notes say 2014.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a 5-year difference between the two. Do you have a valid driver's license?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any conditions on that license? Okay, so you're free and clear.
Yes.
So you've made efforts for reasonable rehabilitation since then, such as any court-ordered?
Yeah, so I completed the assessment, I did the Intoxilac, I did the portable breathalyzer, and I paid all the fines.
Okay. That ends my questions. Does anybody else have any questions?
Move for approval.
Okay. You move for approval. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Good luck to you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay, we are on item 14, 2021-0533, 2021-23 renewal operator's license bartender sales clerk application for Crystal Robinson. Ms. Robinson, are you here? Attorney Serwin, would you mind giving us a back?
You bet. She has a renewal license. There was a new OWI that took place. I believe that was a conviction as of yesterday, so very recent. If we're looking back at any other tickets, there is some 2019 speeding-related violations, failure to fasten seatbelt, and a signal violation in 2020. So minor traffic violations that I would not recommend. We consider that not substantially related offenses that second OWI.
And the conviction goes into effect as of yesterday. So does that typically have the rehabilitation factors added to it, or is that just something that you're going to start?
I'm going to be doing that. Yes, I was court ordered for the AODA assessment, so I will be completing that shortly. I just called my probation and parole today, so I should be hearing from them in about 2 weeks. I regret the decision to get in the car and drive. So that was reckless of me, and I definitely learned my lesson. We'll be going through the steps. I'm in school, so I really made a bad mistake. I just passed my state exam on Friday to be a life insurance agent and health as well. So,
Have you had an OWI in past?
I have, back in 2011.
All right. I have no further questions. Does anyone else?
Madam Chair, just to speak to your a statement or question you had before. So, competent evidence of rehabilitation would be successfully completing the sentence or terms of the OWI. Entering a plea yesterday would not count as that, but there are other factors that you could consider.
Okay. I appreciate that you've come forward and that you regret your decision. However, I believe that we need to see reasonable rehabilitation, and that should be the steps that you need to take to go through your AODA. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. That would be my concern. If this was a one-time deal, I might have a little bit more leniency and thought on it. But
it's been 10 years since I had my last incident. I still have been bartending. I don't drink anymore. It's just not worth it.
Okay.
So.
Do you have any conditions? I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Do you have any conditions on probation that would be problematic for you, i.e., or maybe, for example, absolute sobriety or not working in a bar?
No, they don't. I don't believe there's any conditions.
Do you have conditions that they, and this, I don't even know if this line of question is appropriate, if you're on probation and parole, do they urine test you?
Probably. I'm assuming so.
Are you to be abstaining from any alcohol use?
Yes. I just chose to myself.
Okay, but they're not following up on it?
No, I think that's what probation and parole is for, and because it's my second, so that's why it probably is a term. And like I said, I just went to court yesterday. I'm waiting for my lawyer to kind of send me the final paperwork and everything. I actually have to turn myself in on Thursday. I asked the court to give me time so I could show up here today to hopefully keep my license so I could keep working.
Okay. What would be the protocol, Nick, on this as far as if, now you said you're turning yourself in, do you have jail time on this?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask how much time?
They gave me 10 days.
10 days,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So you will still be able to be gainfully employed based on your employer right now? Okay.
The procedure is, Madam Chair, because it's a renewal application, we have to go through the revocation process. It'd be an interesting process because it's not really a question. These are simpler than a bar. If we're talking about factual allegations, it would be conviction and is it substantially related? So it's not going to be much beyond what it's like.
Okay. All right. And in the interim, obviously, do you work, do you live close to where you work?
Yes,
Do you
I
have
do.
transportation to get there?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think...
I've been using Uber a lot now, being smart.
All right. And do you have children?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
has she completed her rehabilitation, though?
It would not be possible at this point yet to do that.
No. So how can we grant a license if she hasn't completed it?
There are other ways somebody could show substantial competent evidence of rehabilitation. It's up to the committee if you think that she's met that obligation.
Okay. And what does that consist of?
It could be information she's provided, like how she's going to get to and from work, things she's done to change her life. It is per se or by law competent evidence of rehabilitation if she successfully completed a term of probation on this. But
She hasn't.
she couldn't have yet. She was convicted
No.
yesterday. Right.
Right.
Madam Chair?
Is it possible to hold it?
The problem with holding it is going to be that she would be not afforded due process then. So we couldn't just sit on a license and not take action on it,
Okay.
virtually depriving her of any right for a hearing or whatever it would be on that one. So it should be a decision one way or the other. She she can elect to withdraw her application if she wants to and come back in some amount of time if she thinks she can show more information. But if she doesn't want to do that, and you don't have to do that, it would be either approve or deny at this point, and we would set up for a hearing. And we do have 2 minutes.
Yes, we do. Alderman
Quick
Stefanski.
question.
Quick.
Can we approve a license with a stipulation that she has to complete her rehabilitation, and if she doesn't, we can pull it?
For an operator's license, I don't think we can do that. It would be approved. We would have to do the revocation process in the future if she doesn't, for whatever reason. We do the revocation that she has a substantially compliant or related defense like she does. So.
Can I say too, just with me being on probation and parole, you know, I don't want to say guarantee, but I'm guaranteeing that, you know, obviously I'm not going to get myself into any more trouble. I have, you know, changed my habits, and I don't want to go through any of this ever again. So, you know, I won't mess up on probation. I can't. And I think that ensures that I'll stay, you know, on the right path.
Okay.
I'm going to make
Madam
a
Chair.
motion. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I don't know if I missed it or not.
Yeah,
You're on probation for this
The OWI.
the second OWI. Is that normal? Really?
Well, because the first one was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was 4 months shy of making it my first one again.
Okay.
So after 10 years, it becomes a civil second, and it's not a
I did not know that. Okay.
It sounds to me that you have really put some thought to the choices you made and are going to have to work real hard to get things back on track. So with that being said, I will make an motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
1 opposed. Motion passes.
So we are at 6:30. I just want to let you know.
Okay, can we quickly get through the last 2, do you think? Or should we table the 2 and call them in for recess? I don't want to keep the other committee waiting.
Up to you. I can go through it really quick. Or
Okay, let's go through it really quick then. So we have item 16,
Good luck.
2021-0535, Katharina Larson for a renewal of operator's license application.
The reason we're here is a new OWI conviction. This is April 2021 and OWI first.
It happened in February, but I was convicted in April.
Okay, and you have a valid driver's license?
Occupational.
Occupational,
Yeah.
and so you've gone through all of the rehabilitation
Yep, I did
requirements?
impact. Yep.
Okay.
Do you have assurances or anything you can say that you've changed behavior, or how would you tell the committee that this isn't going to happen again?
It's the first time. I'm 35, never been arrested, never been in trouble. I don't even get speeding tickets. My son was 7 months old. I was exhausted, had one too many, and the exhaustion got me, combined with the alcohol. Like, I would never do this again. I really have no explanation.
In the car, right?
Oh my God, no. No.
Going to ask
And was
that.
this-
Yeah, no.
You referenced it. Was this stemming from or coming from work or anything?
No.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
And our final item will be 2021-0536, Monica Nelson for new operator's license, bartender sales clerk. Did we? Oh, we did. My apologies.
Number
Item
15.
15 will go back. 2021-053 for Alexandra Lindeman. Did I pronounce that right? Lindman. Or is it Lindeman?
Lindeman.
Oh, good.
So again, this is a renewal application. Why this comes up is because there was a new citation for paraphernalia. And when that happens, I can then look back and see, is this a potential habitual law offender? And so I bring it up to the committee's attention. It's up to you to decide if you think that meets the criteria. So there's the 2017 citation for paraphernalia, the 2019 citation for battery, I think I have that right. A 2017 citation, misdemeanor for marijuana and paraphernalia.
Okay. Ms. Lindeman, I have concerns with this. As Attorney Serwin did say, habitual offender is a very serious title to have, and it does substantially relate to the responsibilities you have by serving alcohol to other people. We have also had other establishments that actually had problems, and this concerns me altogether. What have you learned by the choices that you've made so far that would convince us to say that this isn't going to, you're not going to be smoking weed or selling or, getting into fights?
I understand your concern.
I know it's been a short time, between 2019 since the last one, or 2017, and now, but I've made huge changes in my life. Just even starting to get my bartender's license to do this, I originally was at a different job in a restaurant bartending. I was there for 7 years. It was a very stressful job for me. It became very hard, and just recently, it was this year that I had to call it quits. But other things in my life too made things very difficult for me. I was, smoking, and I did go out and hang out and do that quite a bit. But over the recent couple of years, I've bought my first vehicle. I made sure that I took care of my license by myself. Did all this to get my bartending license. I hold one in Cudahy. I hold one in Greenfield now. I'm trying to do it for you guys because I love where I work. I respect my boss. I love all my customers. It's a great place for me, and it's a great opportunity, and I was super, super happy to get it. Just because my other job, I was scared of change. That's what it was. That's why I didn't leave there for so long. But I needed to make changes, and I'm currently looking for my first apartment right now, and just trying to get myself into a hole altogether. And with my new jobs, I absolutely love them, and I'm doing really well so far.
What establishments are going to be working at in West Dallas?
At Happy Tap.
Okay. And that's the only?
Well, in West Dallas. Otherwise, I also bartend at that owner's other bar in Greenfield at Levere. So.
Okay. All right. Are there any other questions?
When was your last conviction?
I think you said 2019, I believe it was, and it was on my birthday. I remember that it was on my birthday. It was out in Muskego. I did have there was a pipe in the car for weed, and like I said, it was my birthday. I wasn't driving or anything, and I was with people, but I kind of went all out, and it was stupid because I know better than to carry that stuff on me, but it sometimes just got the best of me. But like I said, a lot of things have changed for me in the last couple of years, and I feel that I'm doing really well for myself now.
Okay. Well, thank you. Any other questions? I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Oh, I'm sorry. There was a no?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a no, but the motion passes. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Okay. And now we are correct on the final is 17?
Yes, Monica.
Monica Nelson for new operator's license. Monica? Hi, how are you?
Katrina? Okay, how are you?
No, that was
Which one?
Yeah.
Madam Chair, I just wanted to let you know that I saw number 9 for Slippenberg. Robert Lucas is here. I'm not sure.
He is. Should we give grace and see him during recess?
I would. That's what I would recommend.
Okay. Why don't we do that? I would agree to that. Is everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Monica, I read your report, and I'm going to be real honest with you. You fit to the T habitual criminality, and this would impact everything I would think would have to do with tending bar.
I understand. I just wish that you guys would just give me just a chance to explain a little bit about what's been going on since. I prior to 2016, I never.
Give me just one moment. We are 8 minutes late right now for our committee meeting,
okay.
So we'll give you 2 minutes.
Okay. Prior to 2016, I'd never been in trouble really for anything. 2016, I got divorced. It was really hard on me. Not that that's an excuse, but I got in trouble for a few years. It's been 2 years, over 2 years, since I've gotten in trouble the last time. I moved from Eau Claire, made the move 3.5 hours to better my life. I have my license now. I bought a car. I have an apartment. I have not been in trouble. Like I said, in over 2 years. I've been sober for what would be 2 years on August 8th, which is my daughter's 16th birthday. I love my job, and I know that it would be a stretch to get this approved, but I really I've been I graduated from Fireman Center treatment, inpatient treatment 2 years ago September. I have not used since then. I really got my life together, and I really wish you would give me a chance, because I have no intentions of ever doing anything like that again. It ruined my life.
To clarify a few things, if I can, Madam Chair. So you had recent convictions in 2021, but those stem from 2019.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. It was May of 2019.
And you have a period of probation stemming from those, obviously you're not in custody right now, so you're on
Yep.
probation for that.
Yes, I do.
All right, how long are you on probation for?
I have 2 years probation. I have the original judgment of conviction in here. It states that I'm not to enter any bars or taverns or liquor stores unless in an employment capacity. Spoke to the judge and let them know that the judge, the district attorney, and my probation officer all approved that I work in a bar. If it's okay with you guys.
Do you work in a bar right now?
I do.
She works for me.
I work at Dobbs. Yep.
All right, and this would grant you the ability then to be like an operator or a manager of that bar. It wouldn't remove your ability to work there, just that you couldn't close shop or be there by yourself.
See that I'm working nights. It works best for me because of just everything that's going on with my. I'm trying to get into outpatient here because I did that up north. I'm still working. I go to meetings and I do all that. My other things were I was supposed to maintain sobriety. Like I said, it'll be 2 years next month, my daughter's birthday. Any conditions per my agent, I've done my AODA assessment. All that's finished, and I really, really have changed my life. Like I go to church now religiously, and I don't even understand who that person was anymore because that wasn't me prior to 2016 before I got divorced, and it's not me now.
I appreciate you.
Can I say something?
And this is a new license? Yes, you could please make.
Yeah. No, she knows a friend of mine. She was looking for work. She knows that I desperately, we all bar owners need help and everything. She asked me to come in. I said, you know what can you do? Like the place across the street, I need help with many things. I need help with doing a new menu. I need help with, she was a waitress. And, I've tried so many people to give them a chance. And I'm telling you, it's hard. And this girl, Monica, 3 months ago, whatever, right? I said, can you do this? And she's young. She knows a whole bunch of things that I need help with across the street.
I managed Applebee's, 3 different stores prior to all this.
And
you're basically vouching for her character.
I absolutely, 100%.
She has been a good employee
for the last 2.5, 3 months that I've known you. And then I said, well, want to get a license because she was going to be a cook. She was going to be a waitress. She was going to help me do advertising for across the street, try to help me get in there.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but
Thank you.
Okay,
we do have to get moving. So
yes, I vouch for her.
Yes,
100%.
Madam Chair, about 2016, the resisting and obstructing.
That was because I was.
Who were you obstructing with, a policeman?
It was a policeman, but it was because the reason that I got that charge was it was dropped down. I gave them my little sister's name. I was not sober at the time. I wouldn't have done that had I been. When they asked me who I was scared because I knew that I would be in trouble. So I gave them my sister's name.
Okay, Attorney Serwin, I have a question. Can we too, on an operator's license, put conditions?
I would not recommend it. So once you grant it, it's a 2-year license, and I'm not sure what conditions you could feasibly put on there to make it functional. You could, because this is a new license, it could be denied, and she could apply anytime she wants, whenever she wants, and try again. Or you could grant it now, and she has it unless or until it's revoked.
Okay. Monica, I can honestly say that I appreciate you coming and being brave enough to discuss.
I do too.
Discuss all that you've been through.
I'm really.
I encourage you to continue to stay on the good path that you're on, and with your explanation, I believe that I would make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
No.
We have 2 opposed and 2 in favor. So what do we do with our
So then when
motion?
it goes to the Common Council in the future, you'd have to identify that as being a split vote with a recommendation from committee, and then the whole council will have to vote on it.
Okay, so that will
Separate
take
it
place.
out, correct?
Yeah, it'll be.
We will separate this item 2021-0536 for tonight's meeting, correct?
When you make your
Okay.
committee report at the end, you identify this one out and explain what basically happened.
Okay. Monica, if you'd like to hang out, we're going to be looking at this later this evening after we have our committee of the whole meeting.
Okay.
And go into our
Do you guys
regular-
like? I brought this for you. It's the date of conviction from. I got it paid for it. Everything.
I'm good with what your explanation was. And the vote was already took place. So
Motion to adjourn, Madam Chair.
anyhow, thank you for coming. We'll see you this evening.
Thank you.
What time? What time?
What time?
Just follow us until 7 o'clock.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.